every year I round up my favorite tech and tech accessories that I acquired that year. And this year's list might be my favorite one yet. Everything in this list, apart from the sponsor section, I paid for myself. Links to everything will be in the description below. My thanks to Moft for sponsoring this video. Let's get into it. This first product I am asked about every single time I show my desk in a video or a photo on Instagram or whatever. Anytime somebody sees my desk, I am asked about this product. This is the MagFlott Pro. Now, I've talked about this before, but this year they released a new version, specifically a new version that supports the M4 and M5 iPad Pros. Because the magnet position changed on those M4 and M5 iPad Pros, the old MagFlott Pro didn't work with the new iPads. It was a whole thing. So it took up a minute to update this product to work with the new iPad Pros, but it is here and I love this thing. What I like about this is it's height adjustable, so it goes down pretty low and gets up pretty high. It's also tilt adjustable, and it rotates as well. So you can pretty much put your iPad in just about any position you want, and you can get it up really high. When I put it on my monitor stand, which is the Ugmonk Gather, it matches the height of my height adjustable studio display, which ironically isn't on the monitor stand because I placed the monitor stand in front of my monitor so I can hide cables and accessories and stuff like that. I can put little knickknacks and Legos and all sorts of different things on there just to decorate my desk. I love the MagFlott Pro. I think it's safe to say I've tried just about every magnetic iPad stand there is on the market, and this one is my favorite. Most of the time when I'm at my desk, I leave this in portrait mode. I'll put Focus Friends or my task manager or calendar up, and it's really nice. Or if a Formula 1 race is on, I can rotate it and watch the race while I'm working on my main display. So for this next one, the Instagram ads got to me. This is the brick, and it's used for, well, bricking your iPhone. The iPhone for me is a tool for productivity and a tool for distraction, but what the brick does is it just makes it a tool for productivity when I need it. So the way this works is you can set up a block or allowed list of apps and websites in the Brick app. This takes advantage of the Screen Time API, so you can pick from a list of up to 50 apps and websites. This limitation is based on the Screen Time API from what I understand, and it's not something that Brick can really get around, but that's why you have the option of doing an allow list or a block list. So the way this works is you just take your iPhone, open the app, and you tap Brick Device. You then take your iPhone and scan the brick, and this will lock down your phone, and it'll be bricked until you go and scan it again. Now, I really love the idea of this because I still need my iPhone for work, whether I might be filming something, taking some photos, answering emails on this while something's happening on my iPad or whatever. Like, I still use my iPhone for work, but I don't want stuff like YouTube or Instagram distracting me while I should be getting the job done. Now, there are apps that do this very specific thing, but what I like about the Brick system is that you physically have to go and scan it. So it creates this barrier. With the apps, what I was finding, because I did try those first, what I was finding with those is it was just really easy for me to just go into the app and just turn it off and then distract myself with whatever. With the brick, there is a magnet on the back. So what I did is I went and put this on the fridge. The kitchen, for me, is the farthest point in my house from my office. So what this does is it creates a barrier for me. While I'm sitting in here working, I might say I'm editing, and I'm going around and I'm just like, okay, whatever, I want to distract myself. Like, I see my phone, I'm like, I wonder what's happening on Instagram. If I was to pick it up and open Instagram would be blocked in this case. I can't just go and turn that off. I have to physically get up and go scan the brick in my kitchen. And that barrier right there is just enough to make me go, this isn't worth it, let's get back to work. Now, I know what you're thinking. What if you forget to unbrick your phone while you're, headed out? So what I did is, again, it's on my fridge. My fridge is right next to the door to my garage. So what's really cool about Brick is there is a live activity on your phone showing you how long your phone has been bricked. It's just kind of a nice reminder, hey, it's bricked, maybe scan it on the way out. There's also emergency unbrick. So if you do forget that, you can hit that. You only get 5 of them, which is really interesting. And they don't replenish over time. In fact, what you actually have to do is if you use up all of them, you have to go fill out a form on their website and then they'll give you more. So again, there's another barrier so you're not just like hitting emergency unbrick all the time. Having this physical barrier for me has been great for just keeping me on task and not distracting me with my phone. If you're somebody that finds your phone very distracting when you should be, focused on work or maybe family time, or hey, maybe you want to use this and like, I'm home for the weekend, I don't want to see email or something like that, you could scan this and be like, okay, now I can't get to my email until Monday because I'm not going to scan it until Monday. This could be really used for breaking bad habits with your phone. This video is sponsored by Moft. Moft makes some really interesting tech accessories, and there's a couple of iPad accessories I would like to highlight. This is the Moft Dynamic Folio. This is an ultra-thin and lightweight cover for the iPad. It's inspired by origami, and it lifts your iPad up to a comfortable position for you to use it at. There are over 20 different viewing angles you can position it in, but there are 4 in particular I really want to highlight. There is a 60-degree theater mode. I found this to be quite nice when I was watching videos while doing stuff like dishes or eating lunch. The Dynamic Folio is positioned higher than every other case I have tried, giving it a good viewing angle. There is a 70-degree reading mode. This is perfect for referencing documents and reading through contracts. A 30-degree creation mode. This is great for writing or drawing with the Apple Pencil. A 15-degree dual screen mode where your iPhone and iPad can be used together. I found this to be a really interesting mode. I used this while editing a short form video and referencing my Obsidian note. There is also an optional magnetic Apple Pencil holder you can attach as well. Overall, I found this to be a really interesting iPad cover that does a lot more than the standard Apple one, giving you a lot more adjustable angles to use it at. And on the same day that I published this video, Moft will be releasing some new colors for the Dynamic Folio as well. Another Moft iPad accessory is the connected case for users that want a bit more protection. This is a 0.06-inch thin and lightweight case for the iPad. What's interesting about this is it has a smart connector pass-through and magnets, so it works with Apple's Magic Keyboard. It also has speaker cutouts and soft touch buttons, so you aren't losing any functionality. And if you want, both the connected case and the Dynamic Folio can work together. I'm going to put some links in the description below so you can go check all this stuff out. At checkout, be sure to use code Chris to get an extra 10% off. My thanks to Moft for sponsoring this video. Okay, so this next thing started off as a bit for Comfort Zone, but I ended up loving it. And it is the Pulsar 5th Anniversary Golf Livery Mouse. I absolutely love this thing. Something you may not know about me is I love motor racing. Just absolutely love it. Big Formula One fan. I drive a Ford Mustang GT, if you can't tell by the hat. Absolutely love it. And the Golf livery on like a Ford GT or a Shelby Cobra is my absolute dream car. So Matt Birchler, my co-host, brought this to the show as just like a link of something I might like, and I immediately ordered it on the air. So the thing that makes this different is it's super lightweight. Like this thing feels like nothing. It feels like air. It's also incredibly responsive and you could adjust it. There is a web app. It needs Chrome, so you have to use a Mac, but yeah, it's incredibly adjustable. You can really get it to be a very specific needs. If you're somebody like me that likes your mouse to like be a lot faster, this is for you. Now, mice have not traditionally worked great with the iPad, and it's not really an exception here because the forward and back buttons don't work in, say, Safari to go back and forward. So there are limitations on using a mouse like this with the iPad. But what I do is I have this mouse on the right side of my keyboard and the Magic Trackpad on the left side of my keyboard. I use the mouse for, moving around the cursor, clicking on things, stuff like that, and the trackpad for gestures. I'm somebody that's always preferred a mouse, but when the iPad got cursor support, the trackpad was just a better option with the iPad, so I just kind of gave into it. But I like using a mouse. So this has kind of been the best of both worlds for me. I have a mouse so I can click through things and I can do gestures. So because this is a gaming mouse and because the whole purpose of this thing is to make it as lightweight as possible so you can just flick it around and do a 360 no scope, is it doesn't have a Bluetooth controller in it. It doesn't have a lot of stuff like traditional productivity mices have. So what this does have is you either have to use it in wired mode, so there's a USB-C port up front Apple, looking at you, or there is a wireless dongle that you can plug in, and it comes with like this super orange USB-A to USB-C cable, so you can plug in that dongle, or you can just use any USB-C cable. So I have it plugged into my CalDigit hub, which is actually something I will talk about in just a minute. And because the scroll wheel is not like the Logitech ones where it's like free scrolling where you can just flick it and it keeps going, it's a ratcheting scrolling. The scrolling is not broken on the iPad. It actually works pretty well. So it's better than most mice that you would use with an iPad. It feels really good to use because it's really lightweight. It just glides, and the button clicks here, I'll do it for you. They're very satisfying. They're good button clicks. Like, they feel good. It's probably not the best thing in the world if you're a strict iPad only person, but if you're somebody like me that just loves a good looking mouse and prefers a mouse over a trackpad, it's not a bad thing to pick up. It's pricey, I will give you that, and there are cheaper mouses out there, but this was something that was really fun and whimsical, and I just absolutely love it. AirPods Pro 3 have become my go-to headphones for, well, just about everything, traveling, walking around the house, just about everything. They have really good noise cancellation. But I still really like the AirPods Max for when I'm sitting at my desk. I find they obviously have better noise canceling and they sound better, but they're really heavy, they don't fold well, they don't travel well, and frankly, I hate the lightning port on the bottom. Yes, I know there's the USB-C version, but I'm not going to spend $550 just to replace the port on these things. So this year I have embraced the charging stand for the AirPods Max. Now, what this is, well, it's exactly what it looks like. It's a charging stand for them. And at the bottom, there is a pin that goes into the AirPods Max. So this just goes right into the lightning port and sticks in there, and you just put them on here. They snap right in and they charge this way, and it works perfectly. It has been flawless for me. These are always charged up, ready to go whenever I need them, and they just sit on my desk like this. I could just pick them up and go to work. When or if these things die, I probably won't update them again. I just, again, find them too big, too heavy, and they don't travel well. And the AirPods Pro 3, the noise canceling on them is just good enough for whether it's working in a coffee shop or taking a flight. But these, they just sound so good, but man, they're expensive. And the carrying case is inconvenient. Everything about them just isn't convenient at all. So this charging stand has made them convenient for at least working at my desk. I love a good Thunderbolt hub. And when I was lost in the woods earlier this year, not really sure, like, am I an iPad guy? Am I a Mac guy? Am I a both guy? I just really wasn't sure. CalDigit released their new TS5 Plus hub during that time. And, well, I got it. And this thing is a beast. It is awesome. It is everything you could possibly need and more. Now, I've since gone back to being pretty much a full-time iPad guy, and this does work with the iPad Pro, whether it's an M4 or M5 iPad Pro. Those have Thunderbolt 4, and this will work with that, even though it's Thunderbolt 5. It just, throttles down to Thunderbolt 4 speeds and bandwidth. But what I love about it is it has just an absolute ton of ports, just everything I could possibly need. It has 3 Thunderbolt 5 ports. One of them is the port that goes to the computer. It has 5 USB-C 10 gigabit per second ports. It has 5 USB-A 10 gigabit per second ports. My favorite, 10 gigabit Ethernet. It has SD card and micro SD card. DisplayPort, which I don't need, that's kind of leftover, and a ton of audio ports. This thing is such overkill for my needs, but I am able to plug everything that I need. Okay, maybe not need is doing a lot of work there. Everything I want into this. I have a mechanical keyboard, a macro pad, Magic Trackpad, the wireless adapter for the Pulsar Mouse, a MagSafe puck for charging my phone and AirPods, audio interface with studio monitors plugged into that, a studio display, which is a 5K monitor and has 3, 4, 10 gigabit per second USB-C ports on the back. 3. I also have a CF Express card reader, plus I still have ports on the front so I can plug in things like other card readers or external drives and expandable storage, things like that. This thing is awesome. I don't think I will need to upgrade for a very, very long time. In the past, I would fill up Thunderbolt hubs, and what I would end up having to do is daisy chain them, which would throttle the bandwidth. You can plug a Thunderbolt hub into another Thunderbolt hub, and it just works fine, but you're not going to get the same speeds on that second Thunderbolt hub. This handles everything, plus it fits perfectly in the Ugmonk Gather pocket, so it looks nice, and I'm able to hide all of the cables that are coming out of the back of this thing. Now, what I found really interesting about the TS5 Plus is it does some really interesting things with USB. It actually has 2 USB controllers in it, so that way you're able to get the full bandwidth of all of the ports. Nothing's being throttled. It also does 140 watt power delivery, which is way more than enough for an iPad Pro, even the new M5 iPad Pros with fast charging. But this is enough to handle a 16-inch M4 Max MacBook Pro while under full load. It can still charge it up in that situation. Trust me, I've tested it out. Now, CalDigit also has a regular Thunderbolt 5 hub and their Thunderbolt 4 hub. So if you don't need all of these ports, I highly recommend looking at one of those other ones because this thing is expensive. It is not cheap. It's like the price of a Mac Mini. It is stupid expensive. But if you need all of those ports, this can do that for you. If you need that. If you don't, look at those others. I will put those in the description as well. Save some money. So I have a bit of a problem. Man, this has been a long time coming. I'm addicted to keyboards, but I'm actually quite proud of myself. I only built one mechanical keyboard this year, and I can't make one of these lists without including a keyboard. Nobody's allowed to ask how many keyboards I have in total. Nobody, especially my girlfriend, is allowed to ask that. This year, though, I built the KBD8x Mark III, and this has become one of my favorite mechanical keyboards ever. I built this early in the year, and honestly, I was just like, I didn't really need another keyboard this year. This one has... it's been great. This is an 80% layout keyboard, so it has, all the letters, you're looking at you 40% people, plus function row, plus all the home row and full arrow keys and stuff like that. I've been a big fan of linear switches now. I've done the full gamut of going clicky, tactical, and now linear. Like, listen to this. Oh, that sounds so good. It's so good. I got this keyboard in green to match the studio, though I did think it would be a little bit of a darker green. I still like it. It's still good. I did make a mistake, and if you're going to order this keyboard, be aware. When you go to the website, by default, it is going to opt for the window keyless option. So you might notice this is missing the option key right here and here. That kind of sucked, but what I did is I just programmed the right command key to be an option key, and it's been fine. So just be aware if you do order this keyboard, by default, it goes to the window keyless option. Just click the window key option version. There'll be a screen recording right about here, and it'll be fine. You'll get the full key set. If you're looking for a mechanical keyboard, or if you're looking for your 22nd mechanical keyboard in your collection, this is a great option. Now, be aware, this is a mechanical keyboard like a lot of others that comes fully disassembled and you have to put it together. You need to bring your own switches and keycaps. They do a great job. The instructions are pretty clear. I didn't have any issues with it. I'm pretty experienced putting together mechanical keyboards though, but I did think the instructions were quite good. This is a great mechanical keyboard though. Like if you were just looking for a one-off one to like, okay, I want a mechanical keyboard. I don't need 20 like Chris, but I would like something I can customize and change in the future. This is it. It's hot swappable, it's not soldered, so you can easily swap out the switches anytime you want. You can swap out the keycaps, you can make modifications to it. It's really, really good. I love this keyboard, and I kind of want to get another one in black. So I haven't been a huge fan of the Apple Watch bands ever since they got rid of the leather magnetic ones with like kind of like the metal bumps in it that would like wrap around. I love that one, but since Apple got rid of those, I haven't been a huge fan of any of their replacements. Not a big fan of their sports bands or anything like that. But what I really love is the Nomad Goods sport band. That's what I've been wearing here. I get asked about it all the time. Now, in the past, I had a bright orange one, but this year I am using the space gray or black, space black, whatever Apple's calling it this year, Apple Watch Ultra 3. And with that, I wanted to change things up. So I got the dark green sport band, and I love this thing. I'm on a bit of a dark green kick right now, if you can't tell by the walls of my office, some of the decor, my other flannel shirt. Really in my dark green phase right now. They have a bunch of different colors, but I really love this dark green one. I think it looks really good with the space black or space gray. I should have looked up what color that Apple calls this. They change it all the time. Who knows? But they have a bunch of different color options if you would like something else. They even have a glow in the dark one right now that I'm kind of like side eyeing, but it's like Christmas time and I'm like, I shouldn't be buying stuff for myself. I should be buying stuff for other people. Fit wise, it feels really good. It's really comfortable. Even if you work out and you get sweaty, it still feels good. Some watch bands that I've tried, like when you work out, I just don't like the feel of them. This one, I think, does a good job of that, and it's comfortable to wear for a long period of time. I love the Nintendo Switch 2. It would have been the #1 thing on this list easily, but did you really need me telling you that, like, hey, the Nintendo Switch 2 is good? Like, 6 months later, like, I don't think you need me telling you that. But my only complaint about it is playing it handheld. It's not very ergonomic. In fact, it's very flat, and I found it would hurt my hands after playing for, an hour or two. So I got these. These are the Savage Raven grips, and this is just kind of like a grip case that clamps onto the Switch, and it doesn't add a lot of bulk at all. In fact, it adds basically no bulk, except for the handles, of course, and it makes it a lot more ergonomic to hold. It comes with 3 different grip sizes. Personally, I like the big grips, but just kind of see what fits in your hand. If you feel like, there's not enough grip, go up a size. If there's too much grip, go down a size. I can play for hours handheld like this, and it doesn't hurt my hand at all. Like, these have been perfect for me. And what drew me to these over some other grips and some other cases is this still works with the dock. So I can just drop this right into the Nintendo Switch dock and play on my TV. I can take it right out and play this. I don't have to take anything off or use any adapters or anything like that. That was a must for me. Now, when you order this, don't make the mistake I made. There is an optional case you can get. Order that if you plan on traveling with this. I did not order that because I was like, maybe I could just order that, get separately in the future. As far as I can tell, I cannot find it on their website to order it optionally. So if I want that case, I have to order another set of these, which is annoying. Now, they do come in different colors. I got the classic Nintendo Switch red and blue ones, but there's black and I think some other options as well. So go check that out. After I moved into this house last year, my old router system was just not cutting it for me. So I upgraded my Wi-Fi routers to the TP-Link Wi-Fi 7 BE1 10,000. That's a name right there. I love these things. They're Wi-Fi 7, they're mesh network, so I have 3 of these. I have one that's here in my office, I have one in our guest bedroom, and one in our living room, and it fits perfectly. It goes all the way out to our backyard, works in our front yard, driveway. I get good Wi-Fi signal wherever I need to go. But my favorite part is every single one of the ports on the back of this thing is 2.5 gigabits a second. Not 1, but 2.5. So I'm getting a ton of bandwidth to stuff like my NAS. So I'm able to move files to my NAS a lot faster. Wi-Fi wise, I'm getting good performance. I'm even able to do game streaming both locally and from services like the Xbox Cloud one. And I even tried the NVIDIA GeForce Now one. They worked great with this. A lot of Wi-Fi 7 routers are still really expensive. And while these aren't cheap, they are on the more affordable side and you get great performance with them. So I would take a strong look at these before you look at like some like heavy duty system. And What's really nice about these is they're girlfriend approved. They're just a white cylinder. They're not like one of those routers with like 8 antennas coming out of it that looks like an upside down spider. Plus, these often go on sale. So I would say unless you really needed a Wi-Fi system right now, wait and just like keep these in like your wish list and just like see when they go on sale and then go get them. Kind of like the CalDigit Thunderbolt hub that I got when I was lost in the woods using a Mac earlier this year, just kind of not really sure what was going on. I also got this guy, and I'm totally going to mispronounce it, but luckily links will be in the description below. But the ACASIS, I don't know, but it's an 80 gigabit per second external drive. So what this is it's a Thunderbolt 5 external housing case for an NVMe drive. Now, when I got this thing, this was pretty much the only option on the market. I'm sure there's some other things out there. And this was pretty pricey. Like, there really isn't a ton of Thunderbolt 5 external drive options out there. But what this does is it's a housing case for an NVMe drive. So you need to bring your own NVMe drive, plus you have to buy this thing. So it's an expensive combination. But if you need extremely fast external storage, and I mean extremely fast to the point where you're editing like big 4K or 8K projects and you need external drives, that's what this thing is for. So I put a 4 terabyte NVMe drive in this thing. And what's really cool about this thing is it does have a fan built into it. So it's going to keep the drive nice and cool, and it is adjustable. So you can turn the fan up if you're doing like really high performance stuff, so you're not hurting your NVMe drive. It comes with a Thunderbolt 5 cable, so if you have a Thunderbolt 5 Mac, you can work right off this thing. I've even used this to edit video projects on my iPad Pro, which only has Thunderbolt 4, but it's worked great for that as well. This is probably the most niche thing on this list. This is not something I would recommend to everyone. If you need a high performance drive and you don't have enough internal drive space, always go for more internal drive space. It's the better option. But if you don't have enough, this will do the trick. This works, and it works extremely well. Just know you have to buy this and an NVMe drive and put it together. Putting it together was actually really easy, but yeah, it's pricey. So that's it. That is my favorite tech of the year. I want to hear from you all. Let me know what your favorite tech or tech accessories are in the comments below. I'm sure other people would like to hear that as well. My thanks to Moft for sponsoring this video. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't already, and have a great day.